Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you happen to be stopping by for the first time, my name is Chuck. If you happen to be a returning member of the community, I want to thank you so much for just your generosity and hitting that thumbs up button and dropping comments below, because that does help the channel grow. Now, I'm going to be starting a 3-part series on money. We're going to be talking about money itself in this video. We're also going to be in the next video, we're going to be talking about a budget. I'm going to be helping you put a budget together. So if you're currently not living on a budget, you just kind of, get paid every week or every 2 weeks, and you just kind of like pay bills, and whatever's left over, you just kind of do whatever with. Definitely make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That way you know when I put those videos out. And then finally, I'm going to be teaching you how to build wealth. Because that's the ultimate goal, right? Our goal is to, at some point, get out of the rat race. Not just get into this all you do is Monday through Friday thing. You're making money and you're sending it to everybody, except for keeping it yourself. And so, that's the goal over this next series. Now, if you're driving down the road, you're not going to be able to do this. So, but wherever you're at, if you happen to be, maybe you're at a doctor's office, or maybe you're sitting at home watching, on your iPad or on your TV or on your phone or whatever. What I want you to do is we're going to take a deep breath. Ready? Exhale. Now I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving again, you can't do this, but just take the deep breath. We want you to stay on the road. Okay, I want you to imagine a life. I want to imagine right now you've got 6 months of expenses sitting in the bank. Whatever it cost you to live sitting over in the bank. So maybe it's 10, maybe it's 15,000, whatever that amount is. That's your emergency fund. It's sitting over in the bank right now. You can go write a check tomorrow for 15,000, whatever it is. Okay? And I want you to imagine the only payment you have is your mortgage payment or your rent payment and your utilities. And that's it. Okay, now open your eyes. You know what? You may not be to that point yet, but didn't you feel there was a difference? How it just kind of like, stress can just roll off of you, knowing that, we've got 6 months of expenses sitting in the bank. If we lost our jobs today, or if your husband lost his job, or maybe your wife lost her job, or maybe you're single and you lost your job, that you wouldn't be in the midst of a crisis immediately. Why? Because you got 6 months of expenses, and all you have are utilities and a mortgage. Wow, life would be so much different, wouldn't it? Now, this thing about money, it's not difficult. It's not hard. You have money coming in from your job, from your employment. And when you turn around and you give it all away, you know what? You don't have any. The goal is to hold on to more of your income, right? It's to make more than you spend. It's very simple. It's not complicated. In life, you work way too hard for your money. Some of you work out in landscaping. Some of you, you may not have a physical laboring job, but maybe you have a job where you're in an office. And I've been in multiple different settings. I've been in corporate America where the stress can blow your mind. You just blow up. I've also owned a garage door company, so I know what it's like to be in a garage. It's 135 degrees, and you're installing a garage door, you're putting in a garage door opener, or you're servicing a door. So I know what it's like physically to be out there working, and I know what it's like to be indoors mentally working. And they're both very taxing. They're both very hard. It's hard work. And you do those things, and you come home, and if you have a family, you're taking care of your family. If maybe you're single, then you're doing whatever you want to do. But the important thing is you work too hard to just give your money away to these banks and these institutions that have these sky rises with their names all over, NFL stadiums and baseball stadiums and everything else. The goal is to bring the money in and not to let it all go back out, right? Because we want to be able to hold some so that we can make it work for us. In America today, we have a very serious issue. We have $1.6 trillion in student loan debts. We have $1 trillion in credit card debt. We have $1.2 trillion in just car payments. I mean, we are addicted to debt. We as a society are worried about what other people think. You know, whether it's our cars, whether it's our clothes, whether it's our house, whether it's whatever, we want people to think we have it all together. We want people to think, hey, look, I've been successful in life. And you know what? Most of the time, most of your people there's a big difference between people who are rich, and there's a big difference between people who are wealthy. People who are rich, you know, have the high-end cars, they've got the nice houses, they've got the great boats, they've got the lake house, they've got all these things. They make $800 million a year, but their net worth is nothing. Why? Because everything coming in is going out. But yet you have people like firemen and teachers and mill workers and people who work in plants and people who have small businesses that over time they were able to put money aside, invest, and have a net worth of well over $1 million. And so that's what I want to share. I want to be someone that you can say, hey, this is just a normal guy. Me and my wife have been married for 25 years this year. We got married when we were 19 years old. My goodness, it's crazy. 1995. Wow. And, my wife and I, we seldom ever have disagreements on money. Why? Because we've got more than what we need. And that is one of the number one reasons for divorce in North America is money. People fight about money. Husbands and wives fight about money. Girlfriends and boyfriends fight about money. There's a lot of things is because, we've got money going everywhere. And when we're unsettled in our families, then, that stress builds up and we blow up and we say things we don't mean and we do things that we don't mean. And so I want to help you as someone who's come through this journey, who started investing young, who, at the age of 25 had his first son and said, man, what I'm doing here in corporate America isn't going to cut it. And I went and started a business and it was scary. And, there was a time we weren't making a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, God began to bless what we were doing and it just exploded. And it got us to the point at the age of 44 that, we were financially totally ready for retirement. Me and my wife have been debt-free since 2014. And, our house, everything is paid for. And so when I say close your eyes and imagine this lifestyle, my friend, I live this lifestyle. Yes, I still get up and I go to a driving job because I enjoy driving a big truck. But you know what? Tomorrow, if something happens and they say, Chuck, we don't have a job for you anymore, or I just say, hey, I don't want to do it anymore, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I'll head to the golf place and the golf course and play golf 4 days a week. My wife, the same way with her. She works from home for a particular group of doctors. If something happened, they say, hey, we're not doing it. It doesn't matter. Why? We've already put enough wealth aside. We've already built our wealth to the point that we don't have to work anymore. But we continue working because, golly, I spent, almost 6 months doing what a lot of retired people do, and that's kind of just doing nothing, getting up and walking and having breakfast and just living just a peaceful life. But golly, I got bored, and so an opportunity arose for me to go drive, and so that's what I'm doing right now. But you want to get to the point, because when you have money, you have options. See, when you don't have any money, you don't have any options. You got to stick with that job you don't like. You got to keep going and doing that hard labor work because you know what? You've got bills to pay. You've got debt to pay. And so I hope in this series, I hope by you watching these videos, it's going to inspire you. It's going to give you some tools to get to the point where you have the victory in life. That you're no longer slave to the lender. That you're now free financially. Because financial freedom is like nothing else that you'll ever experience in your life. It's something that we all deal with. We all deal with money issues. But the thing is whenever you finally create a plan and you begin to tell your money what to do, not your money telling you what to do, man, life changes big time. And I want to help you get to that point. I want to help you to get where you're winning in life, that you're winning financially. Because you know what? When you're winning financially, and again, everything isn't about money. You know, it's all about the heart, because you know what? Money won't make you happy. I can tell you right now, someone who has plenty of money, money itself does not make you happy. It's what you're able to do with that money that will make you happy. Why? Because we were designed to be givers. It's more blessed to give than receive. Have you ever given something to somebody and man, you just felt great about doing it, or you surprised someone and you didn't even let them know that you did it? Man, there's just something about that inside of you, man, that just gives you so much energy, that just pumps you up, that just gives you so much gratification, that you going out and buying something isn't going to change that. Isn't going to give you that same type of feeling. Isn't going to give you that same injection into your life like giving to others. But you know what you can't do when you're broke? When you're broke, you can't give to others. You can't give, you know, your money to people. You can't give your time to people. Why? Because you're having to spend all your time out making money. And we want to get to the point where you can be a blessing to others. But to do that, my friend, I'm going to tell you what, you got to live a life like no one else. Like Dave Ramsey said, so that you can one day live like no one else. And that is totally true. That is the most pure statement that I think you can ever have. And one bit of advice as I close this video, I want you to stop and think about this for over the next few days until I put out another video. But I want you to think about this. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again because it changed my life. When you feel like walking, keep on crawling. And when you feel like running, keep on walking. Always stay one step behind what you could be doing financially. My friend, life is so much different. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about a budget. We're going to be putting a budget together. I want you to start winning with money. I want you to start telling your money what to do, not just watching it just walk away and you don't know where it went. It's kind of like that dog that you just won't stay in the backyard. Every time you go out there, it's gone. It's jumped the fence, crawled under the fence. Your money will do the exact same thing. And I want to help you rein that in and begin to focus on Chuck, how do I get out of debt? Chuck, what's the plan? What do I do here? We're going to start going over that in the next couple of videos. So I hope you're subscribed to the channel. And guys, until I see you at the next one, I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And remember, life is truly short. Make it sweet. We'll see you next one.